Good morning. Sometimes getting out of bed in the morning is a lot to deal with all at once.
Good morning and happy reunion day. It is more female power in the studio. I love it. We're continuing this the entire week. Not a single male is stepping into the studio this week. Have you noticed that?
Yes,
provided
our bosses walk in.
Oh, no. Nobody's coming in. We've locked the doors and we've said women only, do not enter. Good morning. You hear that laughter, you know that laughter. It is Therapy Tuesdays with Dr. Jerry.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Jerry. This is the first time you and Yumiko are meeting in person.
Yes, and I feel that vibe of positivity. Very good.
Yes.
I'm very happy.
But today we're talking about a topic that I reached out to you about because it was recently in the news, about hoarding because it is Chinese New Year tomorrow. And spring cleaning is probably still going on. I have not done anything. I'm going to be clearing some stuff out today, which is still a safe time, right? Today is okay, right?
Before midnight. You have
of course.
2,
Today
3,
is
5, 9.
Of course. Before midnight. So my spring cleaning is nowhere close to the hoarders out there.
Excuse me.
Why are you jumping? Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, she's very defensive. Yeah. So when I say hoarders, I mean these are people that can't move through their homes. Can you move through your home, Yumiko?
Can.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's speak a bit about Yumiko.
Yeah.
The reason I call her a hoarder is you need to find out about her Lego collection. Okay. Today is International Lego Day. That's why she brought her Lego bits in.
Yes.
But how much Lego do you have at home?
I have about 12 cartons of Lego.
Unopened, Dr. Jerry.
Unopened.
Okay.
12
Yeah.
cartons. How big is a carton? You say carton is not a box, right? It's not this, right?
No,
It's not these
yeah.
boxes.
Shalini has got a glimpse into my stash.
How big
of
is a
Lego.
carton?
The big moving house kind of cartons.
You have 12 of those.
Yeah, roughly around the same size.
All right. That's Lego.
Yeah, let's just
Wait. Hold on. What other cartons do you have?
Oh, there are other
Exactly. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
So there are other boxes, like the Toyogo storage boxes of other kind of toys and collectibles.
Okay.
So I do have now a brand new collection of Pop Mart toys.
Oh.
I've got nano bricks, nano blocks, which are the world's tiniest brick toys. So they're
Ooh.
like Lego, but they're in smaller forms, and the bricks are all like the tiniest size.
Do you use tweezers to put them together? Or?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. My eyes are already hurting. It's like,
She's young.
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And some more? So, okay, in total, how many boxes do you have at home
Ooh.
storing toys?
I would like to go with 18 at the top of my head that I can
18
count.
boxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
How big is your home?
Right
That's a
now,
good point.
I'm in a 700 square feet space, and then I'm moving into 1,000 square feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how much square feet do you think your boxes take up?
They take up the whole storeroom, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Jerry,
So
the professional.
It's confined to a storeroom.
Okay. So, is that confined hoarding?
I don't think there's such a term. But I have a theory. I know everybody is wondering like why I have toys, but I do have a theory, and I'll share more in a bit.
Okay. Okay. So, she has a theory as to why she's got this obsession with toys.
Okay, so when I was growing up, I realized that I couldn't get all the toys that I want in the world, right? And I would see like my cousins or even my peers as well getting all the toys. And at a very young age, I love creative toys like Lego because they are like building blocks and bricks, and they're very colorful as well. And I always got the smallest sets because that's what my parents could give me. And the moment I started earning my own money, I was like, ooh, I could buy my very first big sets of Lego. And that's how the love for Lego continued, right? And then I went into more bricks, which was nano blocks. And I do collect them, but I'm very specific with my collection. It's got to be a series that I like or a collection that I like, and then I would go into it. It's not like I buy every single thing that's out there.
And you don't build it at all.
So I open a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then I realized that in my old place, I didn't really have the space. And then I moved out. So I'm in a rental place now while waiting for my BTO to be up and running, right? So all of these are still in like brand new condition in boxes. And the plan is to, when we move into our new place, we're going to have this little entertainment room where we've got display cases. And these are going to be featured pieces in my house.
So you're going to have a table space to make them as well.
Yes.
You need that because you can't move it, right? It needs to be a dedicated table space.
Yes, I can do it on the floor.
Oh, no, don't do that. So I built the Porsche.
Oh, yes.
Sitting at a coffee table. So not even on the floor. There was a raised spot, right? Sat there for like 5 hours straight. My back gave out because it's you shouldn't be hunched over doing it.
That's
true.
true.
You should be like it should be like a puzzle
I
table.
thought because tofu got to it.
No. This was before tofu came along. But you know what? Tofu won't touch a thing.
Oh.
Won't touch a brick. Yeah, he won't pick it up at all. Yeah, he's really good that way. Okay, back to Yumiko's problem.
Yeah, so I
But
feel
it
like...
just sounds like a hobbyist, right? Like these are people that, indulge in their hobby.
Yeah.
So it's different from a hoarder.
Well done. You've now been classified a hobbyist.
I love it.
And
Thank
there's
you.
a direction for what she's going to do
Yeah.
with those pieces,
Yeah.
right?
So, but when it comes to hoarders,
when it comes to hoarders, so we're talking about hoarding as a disorder.
why do people hoard?
I mean, there are plenty of reasons why people hoard, but if we just look at a disorder, it's compulsive. They cannot control it. There's an emotional aspect, and they get very, very angry when people touch their things.
Are you like that, Yumiko?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm okay.
You have to test her, right?
I'm okay.
She's
Yeah.
okay with touching. Yeah.
But I have seen this type of
Yeah.
behavior before because they're kind of like, no, these are my things. You can't move them.
Yeah.
I need to know where they are exactly and what is in
Sometimes
the
they don't
inventory.
know. No. Sometimes they have no inventory.
inventory.
Sometimes
Oh.
they don't know what they have, but you can't touch it. So there are stories like if you take that newspaper, an old newspaper, and you just take it from the bottom, right? They'll be screaming like, "Don't touch my things! How dare you!" And then all that anger ensues and the argument ensues. Yeah, so it can be very, very bad and very irrational. So we're talking about disorder. So they can be very irrational with their behavior.
So why do they hoard? Like, how does it start? Because I know that they have an attachment to these things and everything. They kind of see like a can and they take off the paper and they want that paper, or they collect the can. And these are such random items. But how does it actually start?
So it can be our clinical disorders, right? Depression, anxiety. So I had one young chap who was rather anxious. So he's on the spectrum. He's rather anxious. And he actually goes around taking newspaper and putting it into his backpack.
Oh.
So when his mom opens his bag in the evening, so imagine this is a teen boy, and the mom has to open the bag in order to take out the newspapers, which he will say, don't touch. But he is so anxious. He cannot explain to you why he needs to keep these papers.
Does it keep them safe? Does it feel like is it like a safety blanket?
It could be. It gives him comfort, but he goes around taking the paper and then putting it in his bag, So there was another little girl who she would eat, but she can't finish maybe a small piece of sandwich. And then she will go, "Oh, but the sandwich will feel sad."
Oh, right. Okay.
I throw them away, So she would want to put this piece into the fridge.
But that's like Cheyenne,
Oh.
though. Cheyenne talks to her toys as well. And she says, "Oh, but we don't want to throw this one away."
Yes.
Today, Angel is trying
I'm
to
like
diagnose everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to be a Glenn. Okay.
No, don't take over. You should sit closer to
So I know. I think it's the vibes in this seat.
Really?
It's like
But
it's a chair.
Feng Shui, they're not so good.
But also because the girls, right, the producers, on their desks just outside, they've got lots of these little figures on display. But I think it's kind of like a happy thing to have at
Yes,
work, right?
yeah.
When you're doing like stressful admin work and you're looking at your screen, you're like, oh, this
And
is
all these cute things, these
Yeah.
happy things around you.
Yes.
So that is to uplift, not because of a reaction to a disorder or in response to a disorder.
We are back. It is The Big Show with Dr. Geraldine Tan. And today we're talking about hoarding because it's coming, well, just in time, if not a little bit too late. It is the eve of Chinese New Year, and it's the time when lots of people spring clean. But there is just somehow homes, I feel, that can't be spring cleaned. I was going to say sprung clean.
Sprung to action.
Sprung, yeah. Let's talk about hoarders.
Yes.
We were talking about why they do it.
Yeah. So depression, anxiety, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. So I see something I cannot tahan, I must take it. And keep it. And keep it. And they cannot bring themselves to throw it away. Sometimes trauma also. So if we look at the easiest one to describe would be like if you've lost someone dear to you and all their possessions, all their things, you just don't want to throw it away. And then people will start giving you things, right? And then you just keep it. And it becomes like a shrine, just something that you want to keep with you, and you don't feel like you want to throw it away because the piece of the person will be thrown away.
But is that hoarding, or is that just holding on to the person you don't want to let go of? Because
like
I feel
memories,
because I feel like if knock on wood, if anything like that happened to me, and I would want to keep my loved one's stuff. But when does it become hoarding?
Yeah. So when you're there, you're moping all the time, you cannot function, you cannot do anything else, it becomes an obsession, and you're there just, you just can't break out of that emotional baggage.
Okay, so there's always some backstory to how they get related to the items and they feel like they need to have it. And I have another question. So a lot of people tend to buy lots of things like electronic devices, and they tend to keep the boxes, the empty boxes. You see, and then this woman here, she's like,
I keep the empty box in case I have to give it away to somebody else. So I like to keep everything intact.
Okay.
Like even my phones. But obviously, once I've gotten rid of the phone, the box goes with it.
Okay.
Or if I'm giving, say, a vacuum cleaner to my mom, I have the entire box instead of just like breaking the vacuum cleaner apart and putting it in a bag. I like to pack it off nicely and then give it. That's my reason.
For it.
I have space for it. No, I'm not stepping over things.
Yes. So why I asked whether you have space for it, so even with Yumiko and Angel, right? Is because these hoarders, they actually don't have space. So they stack one on top and they just pile it up, right?
Right.
And that's why you have the severe hoarders where you only have a small sliver of space.
Oh.
Some of them, they pack there. So I used to give workshops for the officers who go into these homes, right? How to deal with these people. And their description is sometimes these people don't even have a space to sleep on. So the beds are covered. They would rather put their things on the bed and sleep curled up in a corner than to have a space for themselves.
And some of them live among like cockroaches and rats and all that as well, right?
Yes, and maggots.
Yeah, I think we have cases like these in Singapore that do come up on the news every now and then. And it causes a fair bit of hazard as well because, if flooding happens or if a fire catches on,
that house is gone.
Yeah, that house is gone. So there are a lot of projects in Singapore that goes around helping these hoarders clear out their places. And I think that's a very nice initiative as well.
We feel it's nice from the, from the public's view.
Okay.
But they don't feel it's nice. The person that is hoarding might not feel it's nice. So we really need that holistic sort of approach for this person.
Okay, so let's talk about how we can sort of help them in a more holistic way. Yeah, so how do we... Firstly, I mean, obviously, if you can't even walk and you're living among maggots and stuff like that, that person's a hoarder. But how do we spot the signs of
a hoarder,
a hoarder about to start, and then hopefully, sort of try and cut that process off?
Yeah. So I've got 5 types of hoarders.
Okay.
So one is the collector. So the hobbyist.
You looked at yourself. Not me.
She reacted
it's
very
a hobbyist
fast,
/ collector that becomes a hoarder.
I need to hear this, okay?
But it's true. So some hobbyists have taken to like renting spaces, like the
storage
spaces.
Do you have a storage unit?
No,
Not
but
yet.
I know two people who have. One
Okay,
works with
okay.
us, the other collects Barbie dolls.
I know who collects
Yeah.
Barbie dolls. One works with us. Okay, we'll have that
Yeah.
conversation later.
But it is stored nicely and is packed nicely and it is categorized nicely, right? So that's the difference between a hoarder and a hobbyist. So the hobbyist would categorize, would label everything nicely. You know where everything is. Most of the time, these collectors who are hoarders who are collectors, it's just everywhere. It's just
Okay.
organized.
Okay,
it's
so it's different.
category.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different.
You know,
no,
but
the one
they
that
just-
works with us is the same.
So they just tick, and they have no idea what they have and what they have collected.
Okay,
Okay.
fair point.
The keeper is the one that just anything
They
they would
keep.
just keep. So there was this particular client, and the family or the mom would keep even like your Tupperware cups from McDonald's.
Oh,
covers and
yes.
stuff.
Covers and then your
Straw.
straws and then it's like paper cups and paper straws and she'll go no someday we'll use it and then the kids have to sneakily like throw them
things
away.
but she would just keep them and they would wonder why are they cans like that.
So does it stem from somewhere? Like for this mother whose children
it
are
could
throwing
be
things
a
away,
clinical disorder,
but she has not been diagnosed.
No, she's not been diagnosed. Yeah, so
Okay.
she just keeps everything. So that's the keeper. The
Sentimentalist.
sentimentalist.
Yeah.
Suddenly the
Sentimentalist.
tongue cannot work.
Yeah.
So this is the one that I was mentioning. The little girl that feels bad for everything, or feels, oh, this is so nice. This is associated with someone, so they want to keep it because they feel that emotional attachment.
But
to
again,
it.
things like that are okay in small doses, right?
all
Because
have a
we
little
all have
bit,
sentimental
yes.
stuff that we keep, right?
Yeah, but when you keep a piece of
Sandwich.
sandwich for weeks, that's no good. When you keep a little tissue paper corner and just leave it at the sink and say nobody can touch it, now that is a problem.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that was something, those are real cases that we see. So it does happen, so that's another one. The swiper. So
The swiper?
Swiper as in thief?
No,
Oh.
they're not thief, but I think certain generations might identify. So simple one. You go to the hotel. How many of us swipes?
It's not
tea?
swiping. No. So,
you see.
No, okay, no, but I'll tell you the story later after you describe the swiper. But I'll
Yeah.
put my hand up. Yes.
Okay.
Like your toiletries and stuff, right?
Your toiletries, I mean whatever
Amenities.
amenities, or in the past, I mean grandmother's days, where they had flying was not as common. How many of us in their drawers we can find the SIA or some
The wipes
Oh,
and
the travel bag. Yeah.
the spoons.
not the travel
Yeah,
bag.
that small little pouch, right, where it has like the travel
Toothpaste
toothbrush, the
and all
small
that, yeah.
so
toothpaste.
those are given to you.
Yeah.
But when we say swipe, right?
You're talking about the stirrers and stuff, yeah.
Huh.
The spoons, the forks, and you really have the logo of the flight
Back in the
of
day, yeah.
of the airline
Yeah.
on the spoon.
This was a while back.
Yeah, the swiper. I've seen it
Yeah.
in my aunt's place.
Okay.
So I know.
But my theory I have to come back to this
Okay,
because yes,
okay.
I used to take before I became more sustainable.
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
take all the little toiletries from the hotel because once you open it, they're gonna chuck it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because the little ones now they've gotten smarter. They put big bottles
Yes,
that you can't
yes.
take,
Yeah.
which is more economical as well.
Yes.
Yep.
But the small ones, the theory is they want you to take it. The reason is it's got branding on it. You take that and you put that in your, say, guest bathroom at home. Somebody else sees it. There's a chance that someone will come to your hotel.
Okay.
Same with the
okay.
pens
Oh.
that have hotel names on it.
Yes.
You use it. Here, Yumiko, you want to borrow my pen? And you look at it, you go like, oh, Marina Bay Sands. Oh, yeah, reminds me, I want to go to that restaurant. You know what I mean? So that's my theory. And I've spoken to hoteliers and stuff
Okay,
like that.
okay.
And Otherwise, they wouldn't brand the small bottles.
Okay.
Why would they waste money branding those little bottles? So take all the stuff that's branded.
Okay, she's just given us permission to take the...
Because it's branded for a reason.
It's the first time I'm hearing that you can actually take the pen that you find in your hotel room.
Of course you can.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, I
of course
thought
you
it
can.
was like, because they place it right next to the telephone.
With the notepad. Yeah, take the notepad as well, yes.
Oh, I thought it's just to
Yeah, it's just to write stuff, but you can take it. You can
Okay,
take
this
it.
shows I'm not a swiper because I've never taken anything from
Take it all.
hotels ever. Not even the bathroom slippers.
Okay. So that one, you've given us that permission to take. What about people that go to the breakfast bar and that take the little jars of honey?
No, that one, no. That's not
You
to
know,
take.
there are some people
Yeah.
that actually do that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, people take pillows from the rooms as well.
Yeah.
I've heard stories about pillows,
no.
pillowcases. They'll take it off. Toilet rolls, they take. Those are swipers. Those are swipers.
rolls,
Toilet rolls.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
cannot. Okay. No, yeah, but I've seen people take extra little jars of honey.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, why do you
Yeah.
need so much honey?
Because they're taking it home.
Yeah, like, what are you going to do with it?
Don't know. Sometimes it's taken and then we don't know what they do with it. But it's
Can't
just
assume, right?
good to just take, right? They feel, oh yes, it's good to have, and then they take it.
Okay, so that are 4 types that you've covered. We still got
Yes.
one more type.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah.
We should.
What else? No, we can do the.
we
just
can do that.
talk about the last one, and then we can round up
Yeah.
the 5 on air.
Sure. So it's
Okay.
the everything also one.
It is The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Watch us on Facebook and YouTube. And right now we're talking about hoarders, and Dr. Geraldine Tan has just listed 5 categories of hoarders. Can we go through them quickly and then we talk about the last one?
The collector, so it's not a hobbyist, but a collector who just collects and, very, very disorganized. We have the keeper, so they keep little things. The sentimentalists, where they feel a lot for a small item and they don't want to throw it out. The swiper, thinking that they take it and they can use it at some point. And then the last one is the everything also one. So the everything also one, somebody gives you something and you go like, oh yes, it's good, I'll keep it. So they would not reject anything at all. And it's very, very terrible because so below the void deck, sometimes people throw things, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So these everything also one, they will walk past and go, oh my god, these are good things, and then they want to keep it and go like, oh my goodness. Yeah. So whether they have a need for it or not, do they restore it? Do they clean it up? They don't. They just collect it.
Are these also the ones that go around to exhibitions with big bags and collect all the brochures even though they're not using it?
It could
Or
be.
tissue papers or whatever.
It could be.
You know?
It could be. Yeah.
and
yeah.
try to snag the goodie bags.
It's always
right?
just the goodie bags.
But it
yeah.
also reminds me, it's very similar to people who go to the banks and ask for extra packets of
Of what?
the
Ang pao.
ang pao. The free ones that the banks give, right? They're like, oh, but actually you can just give me one more, just one more. I'm like,
Do you have that many people in your family?
I mean, I can understand if you really do need it, but I do know of a lot of people who take
don't.
it because they just want it.
Because it's free.
Yeah, because it's free, right? And in the end, they have like bags of ang paos unused, and you can't use it until 12 years later.
Because a lot of them are year specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why they say I'm trying to use all my Year of the Snake ones and then leave all the rest, like the plain ones, for other occasions.
The
when
special
you can do
occasions.
the special occasions.
Yeah, like you give me one when I move house, okay?
Exactly. Oh, okay. Wow. Tell me what you really want.
So we are all invited.
But you know what? We were talking about the 5 categories,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't want to diagnose my partner, but I have to. I think Glenn is a collector. I think he falls. Jerry can't stop laughing. I think he
Actually,
falls
yes.
under.
You and I, you know who I was talking
Yeah,
about.
he falls under the collector category because he has so many golf bags.
Okay.
That he has no space to put them in his own home. He needs a storage unit for. And I promise you, I've never been to the storage.
You must give it to him. I don't think he's a hoarder because he has no issue giving them away.
No, he's a collector.
He's a collector.
Yeah, but the collector collects and it doesn't go
Keeps.
out of their house.
Oh,
anymore.
right, okay.
You know, it doesn't go out of their side. It doesn't go out
No,
of
he's
their
generous
space.
that way.
Yeah.
He gives
Yeah.
them
But
away.
also because he has just started a brand new collection. Right? So he needs a space now. And he knows this is like limited space. So I need to get rid of what's inside to start my new collection of a new sport that he's embarked on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's still healthy,
fine.
right?
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay,
That's fine,
okay. Okay, Glenn, you're fine.
Yeah. You're clear.
Can you stop diagnosing people? People who are here and people who are not here.
Okay, I won't diagnose. No, but I said he's fine. That's okay.
Yes,
That's
he
okay.
is fine.
All right, let's go back on the Big Show TV. Here's Katy Perry with The One That Got Away. Okay, I think I need to get out this seat. It's not like the Glenn syndrome. Okay. I moved to the middle.
Okay, so now we know that, the whole morning, Angel was saying that, maybe you are a hoarder. So now I know I'm a hobbyist.
Hobbyist.
You're a hobbyist, yeah. And Dr. Jerry says you have a plan for it.
I do have a plan.
space.
Yeah, and I know what I want, right? Like I mentioned this year why I have this is because it's a Chinese New Year edition.
Of course.
Yeah, like Lucky Cat. So I know I only buy this. Yeah, that's all I bought from the collection.
Okay.
Good,
you don't
right?
go.
Control there. So so if you have a compulsive disorder, you have no control.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a difference between the hobbyist and the collector. And then we've got the next one, which
The
is
keeper.
Keeper.
The sentimentalist, the swiper,
And
the
everything also one. That one's your own category, right?
All are my category.
Oh, all
okay,
are
okay.
yours.
The ones that are not my category, the 5 levels of hoarding. So some of us identify with some of the categories that I talked about, okay, to a greater or lesser extent. Now, there are 5 levels. The level 1 hoarder has only small amounts of clutter. Level 2 hoarder, the home has noticeable odors and wastes. Level 3 hoarder has visible clutter outside the home. Level 4 hoarder has poor hygiene and bathing habits. So it goes into lifestyle also, yeah. So I think Yumika is fine.
She
bathes
smells
and
fine,
she
yeah.
smells fine.
Smell good.
It looks like she washes her hair as well.
Yeah, every day.
Poor girl. Level 5 is the most severe hoarding disorder and it involves fire hazards, rotting food, and at least 4 too many pets.
So you were saying that there is a holistic way to help instead of just going in and saying you need to clean up.
Yeah.
How can we help?
Yeah. So usually, with the officers, they go in, they assess the situation, and then if the person is very, very hostile, they need to activate the caseworker or the social worker to come in.
Who is a psychologist or not?
No,
Counselor.
so it could be. So caseworkers are not psychologists; they are caseworkers. It could be with counseling background or social work background. Social workers also go in to see whether there's any financial issue, family issues, so that they can deal with that. So it could be a family issue. They might have lost someone. They might have if we talk about trauma, they could have a flooding or a fire. So we think that their hoarding causes flooding and fires.
But it's
maybe
because of that.
flooding and fires, they've lost everything.
And they want to keep everything, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need to deal with their trauma or their clinical disorder first, and then we help them to clean it out. Otherwise, the whole process of
Will
it can
repeat.
be not only repeat, but can be very traumatic for them.
So it always stems from somewhere, right? I mean, it just doesn't pop out of nowhere.
No.
There's always a history.
Yeah. So most of the time, so in the past, they dealt with it with a lot of aggression. So the officers would go in and be very aggressive about it because you're causing issues to your neighbor. We're gonna slap a fine on you. You're gonna be evicted. So they were very harsh, and it's just met with hostility.
So now they're a lot better.
Now they know they're a bit more compassionate, so they go in as a team. So I think we've read in the papers there's the organization going in, looking at it.
I think it's called
and-
NEAT, is it? Or
Yes.
something? Yeah.
Yeah. They do that.
Yeah, and they go in as a team. So if this person does have a disorder and they need to be medicated, they are referred.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds
Yeah.
like a 20-step thing because there's so many layers, right?
Yeah,
It's
so
very
it's not
complicated.
just-
Because they need to go in, assess the situation,
Correct.
and then find a couple of solutions that would work.
Yeah,
Going
yeah.
from I care for you and I'm
Correct.
here to help angle.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So it's called the New Environment Action Team. So they bring together social, community, and private sectors.
Correct.
To help. Are you guys doing anything with them as well?
No, so we are not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I have a theory for my clothes. Yeah, so I think because of
Do you have a lot of clothes?
I have a lot of clothes.
You see.
Oh,
I have less than 10 pairs of shoes.
okay.
To be honest,
Okay.
right? And every time I go through this little cleaning or reorganizational structure, I tend to ask myself, have I used it in the last 6 months to a year?
Oh,
Okay, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good thing. Yeah.
And if I haven't, I would donate it. Or
Okay.
I would give it to charity, or it just goes recycled somewhere else. Because I know if I've not used it in the last 6 months, I probably wouldn't use it
again,
in
yeah.
the next 6 months.
Yeah,
so
I have that problem as well.
of
No,
what, keeping-
a little bit. I mean, I don't have a lot of clothes. I
Okay.
feel like compared to a lot of other women, like Dr. Jerry.
Excuse me, she's diagnosing me.
No, I'm not diagnosing you. You're the one who say you have a lot of clothes.
I do.
But I have stuff that I want to keep because I've paid so much money for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That I know I cannot wear anymore. My thighs used to be this size. So I look at it, I'm like, I can only put one leg in now. But there's such beautiful clothes. Like, what do we
Yes.
do with stuff like that? Like, you don't want to donate, but you still want to keep, but it's okay.
One or two pieces is fine.
One
but
or two,
we're thinking okay,
Yeah.
that's more than that. As long as you've got the space for it, it's not causing any
Okay.
obstruction, it's
Okay.
not destroying anything, that's fine, right? But we're if it is a disorder, you're like grouchy, you're irritable, you're snarling at someone, then that's not so good.
Okay.
I think some people also keep the older clothes, not because it looks nice, but also it gives them the motivation. Like one day I'm
I
gonna
will fit into it. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I hear quite a lot. Like pairs of jeans.
Yeah.
T-shirts.
Yeah.
I think blouses are still okay because you would switch it out, but it's the nice fancy T-shirts that you buy at very high prices and jeans lah mostly.
Yeah, and I now I've kind of gotten over the fact that I'm not going to ever fit into those clothes, and I'm fine with it. But I tell myself the clothes have to fit me.
Yes.
Not me fit into the clothes.
Yeah, that's
because
how it
that's
should
even
be,
harder,
right?
you
Yeah.
know. So I don't even stand on a weighing scale anymore. Yeah, because it depresses me because I know my body has changed in terms of
Yeah.
muscle mass and bone mass and all that.
Right.
So I just don't step on a scale. I go with how everything fits.
I like
and if
that.
it fits nicely, that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
You know?
She's gorgeous inside out.
yeah,
though.
She is, yeah. And I do know of women who hoard bags.
Oh, yes.
right.
Okay,
yes,
I cannot say
yes,
hoard
yes.
lah, collect. I don't know. What do they do? They just have so many bags. And these little tote bags that started with the whole eco-friendly thing, because if you buy a certain
Oh,
amount, you can
yes.
redeem for this.
Oh, awful.
I have so many of these
Yeah.
tote bags that in the last month, I think I've gotten rid of 30 tote bags that were given to me. Like it was
like
part
gift
of a,
bags and stuff.
Yeah,
bags and
gift
stuff.
bags, door gifts, and I'm like, okay, I don't need so many tote bags,
Yeah.
even if I'm going shopping.
You
So-
need a good 10 pieces. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And now I've reduced it to I think I only have 4.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
Right, so the rest I've all given them away. I
Okay.
have passed it on. I have donated them. I'm like, I'm done with tote bags.
You know, you remind me of something. So not the tote bags, but the paper bags. you
Oh,
know?
as well. As
Yeah,
well.
so
Okay. Well, let's go on.
Okay.
On air. It's the big show with Yumiko, Angel, as well as Dr. Jerry. We also have Cheyenne and Shalini in the studio. All women today. We are talking about hoarding.
Yes.
And we just came onto the topic of paper bags and
Yes.
tote bags.
Oh,
because,
yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're pretty much done with plastic bags, except when it comes to our garbage. That's still a debate to be had. But it comes to paper bags and tote bags. It's just like free flow, isn't it?
It is. So, like I mentioned, I have given away over 30 tote bags. And then you brought up the topic of paper bags.
Paper bags, which is a different generation from yours, you know. So it's people tend to keep paper bags, and I used to do that. And my husband would go like,
Why?
"Why do you need so many paper bags?" And I would say, "One day I might need to use them."
Okay, so if you are facing the same issue, there is a website called recyclopedia.sg.
Okay.
Okay, it's clearly a Singapore website. It has a list of places that want your bags.
Okay.
Whether it comes to paper bags or tote bags, there is a ton of listings here. I also know of another company called Unpacked, and they do like the zero waste sort of nuts and sweets and whatnot with no containers and plastic, right?
Okay.
They take paper bags as well because they give these to their customers.
I see.
So it's a circular economy.
Okay.
So there are places that will take your tote bags and your paper bags. I think you just need to send it to them.
Okay.
That's all it is. There's a solution.
Yeah, I know of an elder of mine that likes to keep luxury paper bags. Right?
Just to prove that they spent the money, right?
Yes, but it's funny because she actually uses the paper bag as like to slot it underneath that glass top of a dining table.
Oh, as a design?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
It
when
is
you
nice.
repurpose it and
Exactly.
use it as part of a design.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
when I go to a place for dinner, I feel like I'm eating at this luxurious place because the paper bags are just underneath that glass top. I'm like, whoa.
That's a very nice idea, actually, to
yeah.
reuse that. I'm thinking of doing all my designer jeans and remaking them into a bag.
Yes, I'm
Nice.
waiting
You know,
for that.
yeah, I've told you about
Yeah.
that, right? So, so lots of ideas to repurpose stuff that
Okay,
is
so that's
still in
not
good
hoarding.
condition.
That's
That's not
not
hoarding.
hoarding.
That's
That's not,
trying
okay.
new stuff.
All right. So as long as you have space, it doesn't cause an obstruction.
And it's neat.
And
it's
organized.
neat and
And
organized.
organized.
Then it's not
Yeah.
hoarding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm safe.
And the emotional part, right? So like, you know No. So Angel was touching it and you were fine with it.
I'm fine.
And you don't snap at people.
No.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Because these hoarders really snap and they get very aggressive about it.
Okay, I guess we could go on and on about this, but we have run out of time, Dr. Jerry.
No, not again.
Always. I know you're going to be back next week with another tantalizing topic, but for
Yes.
now, you have your quote.
I have. So remember Marie Kondo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she's no longer like, she has a messy house now.
But she's got kids.
She's
got
like,
three
doesn't
kids.
work anymore.
But I don't. So there's a difference between having to tidy and just like keeping it clean all the time versus being neat about it, right? And throwing it away. So she says to truly cherish the things that are important to you, you must first discard those that have outlived their purpose.
Oh, I
and
like that.
if you no longer need them, then it is neither wasteful nor shameful. Can you truthfully say that you treasure something buried so deeply in a cupboard or drawer that you have forgotten its existence?
Wow.
That's a nice
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
nice one. Okay,
Well,
thank you,
thank
Dr.
you.
Jerry.
I'm happy to be here with all the hoard. No.
Wow.
I am a hobbyist.
Haven't even touched on Shalini and Cheyenne yet. Okay.
I'm a hobbyist.
You're a hobbyist. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry.
Happy to be here. 新年快乐!
新年快乐 to you and your family. Happy reunion.
Happy New Year, everyone.
All right, here is Coldplay featuring BTS, My Universe.
Hi, this is Chris.